So in the previous set of videos, we have seen how to find what is the rank and given an R. If you want to find an element whose rank is R, how to do that with a randomized algorithm whose average case complexity was linear. But the algorithm in worst case took order n square time. In this video, we will use more or less the same ideas to come up with an algorithm which is linear, but this algorithm that we are going to discuss in this video will be deterministic. So in the previous class we have seen that the rank of a number is defined as 1 plus the number of elements which are greater than x. But we were interested in the find rank function which takes an R, and we were supposed to find an element whose rank is R. So, and we have also seen that say a pivot is a good pivot if the rank of that is between n by 4 and 3n by 4. So we will just modify the previous randomized find rank algorithm to get a deterministic find rank algorithm. The only difference that you see here is that the randomized pivot is replaced with a good pivot. Good pivot is a function which takes of course a, the array a and L and R, and it will return one of the element between L and R, such that so this will be a good pivot. That means that the rank of this pivot, if you look at, it will be between n by 4 and 3n by 4. After that, the entire algorithm same as what we have seen earlier. You partition it, the rank of the pivot will be exactly equal to R minus k plus 1. If the rank that we are looking at is equal to the rank of the pivot, then you return R. Otherwise, if the rank is smaller than the rank of the pivot, then we will recursively go and find on the right hand side. Else, if the rank of the number is greater than the rank of the pivot, then we go to the left hand side and find an element whose rank is rank minus R plus k minus 1. Right? So this we have seen in the earlier video. So the only thing that you have to look at here is that in the deterministic pivot, there is a good pivot function which will return a pivot whose rank is between n by 4 and 3n by 4 instead of looking at a random pivot. So the only thing that we need to discuss now is to how to pick the random pivot. It's better to look at through one example. So what we do is that given the set of numbers, we divide this into groups of 5, and in each group the elements are sorted from, let's say, bottom up, right? So we divide this into groups of 5. There will be n by 5 groups of numbers, and each group is sorted in the increasing order from bottom up. Then, so what we take is that we look at the median of these groups, that is the middle element. There will be exactly two numbers which are smaller than this number and exactly two numbers which are greater than this number. We look at these numbers. We look at all these numbers and take the median of it. So that number is called the median of median. So that number will have the property that, so in this case the median happens to be 55. So and we will rearrange the groups such that, so the groups with the median smaller than 55 will be on the left hand side, and the groups with the median of those particular groups with the greater than 55 will be on the right hand side. So what would we do? So to summarize, we divided the groups into groups of 5. You sorted each group, then we picked the middle element, that is the medians. Then we looked at only the medians, there will be n by 5 medians. Then we recursively found the median of these medians. Which algorithm is used to find the median of median? So this again the rank finding algorithm. It will take the median of these medians and it will find the median of them. Remember that median of a given sequence of numbers is an element whose rank is n by 2. So once you found this median, so whatever you are doing is to, so we want to argue that this median will be this 55, that is the median of median, will be a good pivot. In other words, the rank of this median of median will be between n by 4 and 3n by 4. So this proof, so the rest of whatever I am going to explain here is only required to show that it's going to be a good pivot. But as far as the implementation is considered, you have to just divide this into groups of 5, look at the medians, and among the medians you have to just pick the median of median and return that particular element as the pivot, right? That's what the good pivot function does. So now we will argue that the median of this median, this 55, will be a good pivot. So now if you divide this into 4 blocks, let's say if I divide this into 4 blocks, see if you look at any number in this block, right? So in this block here, any number that you take here will be smaller than 55. Okay, so if you pick up a number here, this 11, see is smaller than 21 because this is in the increasing order. 21 will be smaller than 55 because on the left hand side. Any number here will be smaller than the number here because the numbers are in the sorted order inside the group, and this number will be smaller than the good pivot number because we are looking at this number on the left hand side. So after you do the partition, if you rearrange the groups are rearranged in such a way that the median of the groups, if it is smaller than the good pivot that we are going to return, that is 55, it will be on the left hand side, otherwise it will be on the right hand side. See, anything that you see here will be smaller than the number here, so which is going to be smaller than this? All the numbers here in this first in this quadrangle will be smaller than 55. So if you look at this number, there will be at least n by 4 numbers which are smaller than this number. Similarly, if you look at any number here, this will be greater than 78 because this is in the increasing order, and since 78 is on the right hand side, it's going to be greater than 55. So the number here will be greater than 78, which is greater than 55. So any number here will be greater than this number. So if you look at this quadrangle, there will be n by 4 numbers which are all greater than 55. So if you look at this is the pivot that you are going to pick. There will be at least n by 4 numbers which are smaller than the pivot, and there will be at least n by 4 numbers which are all greater than the pivot. I don't know about the other numbers. Some of them may be greater than the good pivot, some of them may not be greater than, but what is guaranteed is that there will be at least n by 4 numbers which are greater than the pivot, and at least there will be n by 4 numbers which are smaller than the pivot. So the rank of the pivot that we have picked will be between n by 4 and 3n by 4. So let's come back to the implementation of this algorithm. So we divide this into groups of 5. So this is more or less implicit because given any numbers from L to R, see L to L plus 4 will be the 5 numbers, and L plus 5 to L plus 9 will be the second 5 numbers. So given a sequence of numbers, there is a implicit grouping. After that we have to sort the sequence of groups. After that we have to find the median of median and return that answer. So this is so in order to do that sorting these groups, we will use the bubble sort algorithm. It takes a sequence of numbers between L and R. It will sort the numbers between L and R. So what the bubble sort did is that it had an inner for loop. If Fj is greater than Fj plus 1, then we swapped it. So we repeated this R minus L number of times. So it takes the numbers from between L and R and sort the numbers between L and R, right? So this is precisely what bubble sort algorithm does. So in the good pivot element, so what we do is that M is the number of groups that you have. Just look at the between L and R, how many numbers are there, and the number of elements between L and R is R minus L plus 1. So M is the number of groups. So as long as there are 5 numbers, so what you do is that you sort the numbers from I to I plus 4. So there are exactly 5 numbers here, sort them, and then take I plus 2, which will be the median of this group. So we have an index which is going from, so what we are basically doing is that we are dividing this into groups of 5, and so once you divide this into groups of 5, we call the bubble sort function. This will sort this sequence. So once this is sorted, so the middle element here, that is I plus 2, will be exchanged with the first number. Okay, now you do the same thing, you sort the second sequence. The middle element again here will be I plus 2, that will be swapped with the L plus 1 number. So there is an index in J which starts with L, and this will keep we are going to update all the median of these individual groups to with EFG. Every time J increases by 1 and I increases by 5 because we are looking at groups of 5. So after you do the bubble sort, I plus 2 value will be the I plus 2 value will be the median of this group. We exchange it with the jth position and increment j by 1 and I plus 2. So what happens after this is that if you look at the first m locations, right, so that's basically from L to L plus m minus 1. So this will contain all the numbers which are the median of each of these groups. Now what we need to find is, what we need to return is the median of these medians. So you take the numbers from L to L plus 1, L plus m minus 1. So this will contain all the medians of individual groups, and since there are m groups, I want to find the median of it. Median of it can be found by finding an element whose rank is m by 2. So from here to here there are m elements. Median is, we find an element whose rank is m by 2. For that we can just recursively call the find rank function, which is the function that we are already looking at. So when you call this function, since n will have only n by 5 numbers, so this will terminate faster. So in summary, what we are doing is that dividing the numbers into groups of 5 is more or less free for us. It's already implicit representation. Then we sort the sequence of groups. There are n by 5 groups. If I have to sort 5 numbers, then so the number of computations by the bubble sort algorithm does is 5 into 4 by 2, which is 10. So in order to there are n by 5 groups, and in order to sort 5 numbers, the number of comparisons that I end up doing is 10. So this is for sorting 5 numbers in each group. So sorting all the groups will only take 2n numbers. After that we exchange, make a group of the median of these groups. That is the that will take at most n by 5 numbers. This is basically exchanging the medians with the first n by 5 locations. After that there will be n by 5. Among these n by 5 numbers we find the find rank. So find rank again will take t of n by 5. So if t of n is the number of comparisons done by the deterministic find rank algorithm, then so what we did is that we sort the groups of 5. So as we discussed earlier, this will take 2n time. After that we collect all the medians of these n by 5 groups. This will take order n by 5 time. After that we will recursively find the find rank of these n by 5 median of medians. This by definition, since the number of elements now is n by 5, if you call the find rank function, this will be n by 5. After that, so this part is essentially to find the good median. So this entire part is the complexity of the good pivot function, right? So good pivot function first divides things into groups of 5 and sorts it. That takes 2n amount of comparisons. After that you collect all the median of these n by 5 numbers. That takes n by 5 time. After that return the median of these n by 5 numbers, right? So this actually takes, so this is the complexity of the finding a good pivot. After that what we do is that we partition it. So when we partition it, since we have a good pivot, so whatever the pivot that the good pivot function returns has a nice property that the rank of this pivot will be between n by 4 and 3n by 4. So when I do the partition, irrespective of which side of the partition that I go in the next iteration, I am guaranteed to discard n by 4 numbers. So I will be left with at most 3n by 4 numbers after I do the partition. So this n is for doing the partition, and after that I go left or right. Since I picked a good pivot, I will be left with at most 3n by 4 numbers. So I have the complexity as 3n by 4 numbers. In summary, this is we can upper bound this as 5, n by 5. So what I essentially get is t of n is smaller than 4n plus t of n by 5 plus t of n by t of 3n by 4. So we can show that by induction that theta of n t of n is O of n. So in other words, the deterministic find rank algorithm in fact works in linear time. So the summary is, instead of using a random pivot, we wrote a good pivot function which divides them into groups of 5 and then pick the median of these groups and then find the median of median. And if you use that as the pivot function pivot for your original find rank function, then we have proved that so that pivot will have will be a good pivot in the sense that the rank of that will be between n by 4 and 3n by 4. So let's try to solve this equation. So as before, we want to show that T of n is smaller than C times n for a constant C. So as done earlier, so the proof is by induction. So we'll take a k smaller than n and we will assume that T of k is always smaller than C times k for all values of k smaller than n. Then we will try to show that T of n is smaller than C times n. So we will get T of n which is smaller than or equal to n by 5 is smaller than n. So we will get that this is C into n by 5 plus so 3n by 4 is strictly smaller than n. So we will write it as C into 3n by 4 by induction plus 4 into n. So in these two terms, so what we have to take common is so n is common in all of them. So what we will say is that this is C by 5 plus 3 by 4 into C plus 4. So this is C by 5 plus 3 by 4 into C. So this if you take the terms common, so what you're going to get is that this is smaller than or equal to n into so 19 by 20c plus 4. We want this term to be smaller than c times n. If this term has to be smaller than c times n, then the condition that is required is that 19 by 20 into c plus 4 should be greater than c times c. Okay, so that basically if you take this term to the other side, so what we will get that this is 1 by 20 times c should be greater than 4, which implies that c is greater than 80. So as long as c is greater than 80, in particular you can also take c to be 80, so this term will be smaller than cn. So what we have said proved here is that by induction, if c is greater than 80, then T of n will be smaller than c times n for all for large values of n. This implies that T of n is O of n. Okay, so let's quickly recap the proof. So we wanted to solve the equation T of n is equal to T of n by 5 plus T of n by 4 Tn by 4 plus 4n. So the proof is by induction. We want to show that T of n is smaller than c times n for a constant c. We by induction assume that for all k smaller than n, T of k is smaller than k times n, k times c. So T of n can be written as smaller than or equal to c times n by 5 plus c times 3n by 4 plus 4n. If you take common, so what you are going to get is that 19 by 20 c plus 4. So we want this to be greater than c times n. What you can see here is that this will be smaller than c times n as long as c is greater than 80. So in particular, if you take c to be 80, so we can show that T of n is O of n. So in this video we have seen an algorithm to find the median in linear time. In more generally, given an R, you can find an element whose rank is R in linear time. But so if you look at the constants, we got 80 as the answer, 80 as the constant. But earlier in earlier proof on an average case we got 4 as a constant. So in fact it's possible to get a deterministic find rank algorithm, but the constants involved are very different. It's 4 versus 80. So in practice, I think the randomized algorithms still does better. So we would also like to note that we can you can always write a deterministic quicksort algorithm which finds the median as a pivot and then partitions and then sorts recursively on the both sides. Theoretically, this is going to be a deterministic deterministic quicksort algorithm. It sorts in worst case theta of n log n, but the constants involved will be very high compared to the randomized versions of algorithms. So in practice, that's why we still use randomized quicksort to sort the given set of numbers. And if you want to given a R, if you want to find an element in the collection whose rank is R, it is still worth trying a randomized algorithm, which is going to be more efficient on average compared to the deterministic algorithm. Just to wind up, so we have divided into groups of 5. So why did we divide this into groups of 5? Can we also divide this into groups of 3 or 7? Groups of 3, if you divide, the equations that you're going to get will be different. So you will not get a linear time algorithm. You can always divide this into groups of more than 5. This is going to be linear time, but the constants involved will be higher, right? So you can just check if you divide this into groups of let's say 101 number of elements, then this 101 numbers has to be sorted to find the median of it. That's going to take a lot of computations than finding the median of median, right? So we have shown that 5 works, and so for more bigger groups also, if you divide, it works, but the constants may be different. Since 5 works, it's probably better to stick to 5 as the group size.